Hello, I'm Marshal Vladimir, and this is Operation Overlord. German forces have entered the British Isles. Chamberlain has resigned, and Winston Churchill has replaced him as British Prime Minister. He gave a speech about fighting the Germans till the end, and has claimed that the entire British Isles will be back in British hands. If all goes to plan, of course. Italy has entered the war as well against the British Commonwealth and France, and their list of allies grows thin as KMT falls under Japanese occupation. So I haven't updated the map for Japan's turn, but I've just skimmed the video and it doesn't really affect me except that I can't name lease to KMT anymore because they don't exist. So I just had to change my planned buys accordingly. Now I'm ready to film. Okay, so I'm going to start with my tech rolls. I've got long-range aircraft, wartime economy, and improved construction. So green will be long-range aircraft, blue will be wartime economy, and grey will be improved construction. Okay, so that's blue. So there's 6, but the grey, which is improved construction, succeeds, and the green, which is long-range aircraft, succeeds. So I've succeeded long-range aircraft and improved construction, and failed wartime economy. So now I'm going to move on to my purchases. ANZAC is going to be building a submarine and an infantry for 9. FEC is going to be building a starting fortification for 5. And AAA, that's 9. Gurkha, 13. Marine, 17. I saved 1 IPP last turn. Britain lost 12 IPP to convoy rating, so I only have 20 to spend. I'm building 4... Actually, I don't want this colonial. Let me just build an AAA instead. I'm going to build 4 infantry, an AAA, and 2 militia for 20. So that's Britain. That's my purchases. Let's get on to combat moves. So let's start up in the Atlantic. This fleet is going to move 1 from Season 21, 1, 2, 3 into Season 10. This fighter is going to move from 21, is going to move to Season 8, Season 3, and then to Scotland. I'm going to move my 2 transports in Season 24 up into the English Channel, pick up 2 infantry, 1 on each transport, move back to 24 and then move up to Season 10. I'm going to drop 1 infantry in Scotland, 1 infantry in Northern England. The militia in British Midlands is going to move up to Northern England. Fighter is going to move to Northern England. Both of the fighters in London and strategic bombers also going to be carpet bombing in Northern England. This entire fleet in Season 24 is going to move up to Season 10. And I'm going to be using a battleship to bombard in Northern England and a battle cruiser to be bombarding in Scotland. I can only bring in 1 bombard into each because I'm only amphibious dropping 1 unit into each. So that's it for the Atlantic. So now I'm going to attack the veterans fleet here in Season 81. So I can't with this submarine, this medium bomber, then this fleet in Season 83 is going to move 1, 2. So I'm going to put all of these guys on the battle board because this is a battle board kind of battle. And then I'm also going to bring up my light cruiser from South Africa, 1, 2, 3, 4. And so now I reached out to the veteran and he said that his submarines are going to submerge. So just his surface fleet is going to be on the line here. So the battleship moves, it's on an 8, 3 destroyers at 4, one light cruiser at 5, and 2 HCs at 6. And then I'm going to arrange, I've got the British tactical bomber. Oh, I put them on the wrong side of the map. That's smart of me. Sorry, not the map, the battle board. Okay, so there. My tactical bomber and my medium bomber are going to be at 7. My tactical bomber has target select on a 3. I've got 2 submarines, they don't have first strike because of Italian destroyers. I've also got this fighter at 6. A couple of heavy cruisers at 6. 2 British battleships at 8. There you go, they both ended up on top of each other. Then the carriers have no value. Destroyer at 4. Sorry, both of my destroyers at 4. And then the 1 light cruiser at 5. And I believe that's it for my combat moves. Yes, according to my notes, that is it for my combat moves. So let's move on to actual combat. Let's roll some dice. Stressful rolling dice. So let's start up in the less intense area, up here. So just grab some dice. Just take these up into the map. Not going to do these ones on the battle board. They're not of as much significance. So I'm going to start with the Battle for Scotland. I had a battle cruiser bombarding at a 3. So this is first strike. And will you look at that? Scotland was liberated from German control. So Britain moves up 1 IPP up to 23. Germany moves down 1 from 49 to 48. Now we're going to move on to Northern England. So now I have my carpet bombing, which is also for full combat. That's at 2, so that's the 3 blue dice, and then the orange dice is at 4. So that's no hits. No hits from my bombard or my carpet bombing. Okay. That's kind of ouch, but okay. So now my militia attacking at 1. Miss. My infantry at 2. Miss. And now my 2 fighters at 6. 1 hit. Okay, I rolled about as well as I did in the original battle for Northern England. So now the Germans have 2 at 2. So that's both misses, a 5 and a 12. So one of them dies, and the battle continues. My 2 fighters at 6. 1 hit at a 4. German dice back at 2. Close, but not close enough. Northern England was liberated. Move up to 26. Germany moves down to 45. Well, at least some things are going my way. And now, let's go with the attack on the Italian surface fleet. Okay. So, let's start with my 2 submarines at blue. 1 hit. But that is not a target select hit. That's only on a 1. So there, I have 1 hit. Now I've got 2 destroyers at 4. That's 1 hit. 1 light cruiser at 5. That's an eye. That's a miss. 1 fighter and 2 heavy cruisers at 6. So, no air superiority, because there are no planes. Okay, 1 hit. 3. The green one here will be the tactical bomber, because he is target select. So the tactical bomber missed, but the medium bomber hit. So that's 4 hits. Now my 2 battleships at 8. Nine out of 10. My rolling's not that great. Oh well. Oh well. Can't have everything go perfectly to plan. So the Italian battleship's going to be damaged. And then with the other 3 hits, the destroyers are going to be killed. So now the blue will be the destroyers, and then the green is going to be the light cruiser. So that's 1 hit for the veteran, 1 hit from his light cruiser, 2 heavy cruisers at light green, and the battleship will be the orange. This is still at 8, it's going to move down to a 6 next round. So that's 2 hits. So 3 hits in total back on me. So I'm going to damage both of my battleships. And then I'm going to lose a submarine. And so the veteran loses his 3 destroyers. And now let's move on to the next round. So this damaged battleship moves down to a 6. Continue. Submarine. A 3. A 2. A hit. 2 destroyers. At 4. A 6 and an 8. 2 misses. Light cruiser at 5. A 5. A hit. That's 2 hits. Fighter and heavy cruisers. So that's a 6, which is 1 hit. These 2 battleships are also here. My apologies. So that's 3 hits so far. 1 from them, 1 from them, 1 from them. Just change that to a 3. Now my 2 battleships, I'll also just use a couple green dice. 1 hit from them. So that moves that up to 4 hits. Which is all I need, but I'll just roll for my tactical bomber. So the green will be the tactical, and so that's 5 hits. That sinks the Italian fleet. So the dark green will be that, and then will be the light cruiser, and then the other 2 will be at 6. The other 3, sorry. So the light cruiser misses with a 6, but then the other 3 ships get 3 hits. So now I've got 3 casualties to assign. I'm going to assign 1 to a submarine, 1 to a destroyer, and 1 to a light cruiser. So that's going to leave me with a conquering force of 2 light carriers, a fighter, a tactical, a destroyer, 2 heavy cruisers, and 2 damaged battleships, and a medium bomber. So, rest in peace, Italian surface fleet and Italian transport. They still have a torpedo destroyer, though, so that's nice for them. And then I get a medium bomber as well. So now I can move on to my British Commonwealth non-combat movements. This destroyer and transport. This transport is going to move 1 to Season 87 by Calcutta. Pick up 2 infantry. So this is strategic naval movement 3 So 2 to 86, 3 to 85, 4 to 119, and 5 to 116. I'm going to drop 2 infantry up in Tanganyika. I'm going to rail this cavalry forward from Sudan to western Egypt. And I'm going to move my 4 infantry in eastern Egypt. Can just leave 1 behind. I'm going to move... Wait, let me just check something. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7... No, I'm just going to move all 4 of my infantry into western Egypt. So now I have 4 infantry, a cavalry, and a militia in western Egypt. I'm going to drop the 2 other infantry in Tanganyika. And then I'm going to use this transport as well to move the infantry from South African Union also up to Tanganyika. So I've got 2 transports in season 116. ANZAC is going to move their light cruiser and their infantry to southern, from light cruiser and their transport from 146 to 145, and they're also going to move 1 infantry, rail it to Western Australia. Okay. That's it so far for that section. Now I'm going to land my medium bomber. My medium bomber came from Gibraltar 1, 2, so it has 3 movement left, and it's going to move back to Gibraltar. My 2 fighters and my strategic bomber in Northern England are going to both fly back to London. And I'm going to move this militia in London to British Midlands. Okay. Okay, so I think I take off my ships. You know what? I'm just going to leave my ships on escort duty. On escort duty in 105, my 2 destroyers. I'm just going to take them off escort duty. Just keep them on, sorry. And that'll be that for me. So that's done with the British Commonwealth non-combat movements. Oh, sorry, no, not quite done. I'm going to leave this coastal submarine in 122 and just move the destroyer 1, 2, 3, 4 next to South African Union as well. And that's going to end my non-combat movements. So then I'm just going to go on to place units phase. So I'm going to start my brand new fortification in Calcutta. And then I'm also going to place an AAA in Calcutta. There we are. The Marine is going to be built in Haryana. And now the Gurkha is also going to be built in Calcutta. So they have 2 infantry in Calcutta. Then I have a submarine and an infantry as ANZAC. I'm going to build the submarine in 146 and the infantry in Sydney. And then Great Britain has 4 infantry, an AAA, and 2 militia. I'm going to build the AAA in London. It's the only real place I can build it. I'm going to build 2 militia in London as well. I'll clean up London shortly when I'm not recording. And then I'm also going to build this 4 infantry in London. So everyone here is in London. I've got 7 infantry, 3 AAA, 2 fighters, a strategic bomber, 2 militia. I realised I didn't land the fighter in Scotland, so he's going to land on this carrier in Season 10. Okay, that looks like my placement done. So now I'm going to collect my income. So Great Britain is on 26th IPP. I've lost all of Poland except for Lubelski due to Soviet invasion. So I collect 26 plus 5 bonus. I believe. No, I don't. I only get 3 bonus because the Soviets have invaded Iran. So 29. ANZAC is going to collect the 9 again, and FEC collects 16. That's that. Now, I'm going to move on to Free France. So Free France is going to be building a mountain brigade and an infantry. That's it. Don't pull. They're going to build... Yeah. Time for their movements. They're going to move this infantry onto... One infantry from Madagascar. You know what? He's just going to stay in Madagascar. They're going to move this infantry in French Somaliland, however, is going to move back into Abyssinia. That's just a non-combat. They have no combat movements. Now they're going to move on to their placements. They're going to place one mountain brigade in northern Algeria and an infantry in Morocco. And that's them. They're done. My turn is done. Free France collects 6. I believe. Yep, that is correct. That's my turn. Thank you for watching, and bye-bye.